Hi, I'm Jeremy Morgan from KodeKloud. Ever wonder why sometimes you get brilliant answers from AI tools, while sometimes you get useless junk? In this video, I'll reveal the querying techniques that separate AI power users from everyone else. These easy communication tips will change how you work with Cursor. You'll see better results and cut your development time in half. Okay, and in this video, I just wanted to talk about some of the best practices in querying and go over some of the things that we've been doing. So we looked at prompt engineering in this module, and we looked at some very basic things about prompt engineering that are important, right? And we have a set of rules here: be specific and clear, provide context, use structured format, specify output format. So this is part of querying also. So we did prompting and we did querying. The difference is prompting is when you're talking to the LLM. Querying is when you're talking to the LLM about specific context, like we've been doing earlier, where we're looking at files, we're looking at a code base, we're looking at documentations. And actually, these all apply to those as well. Be specific and clear, right? So instead of saying something like, how do I do authentication? You can say, what is the best way to implement JWT authentication in Flask, which is what we did, right? That's part of being specific and clear. We're providing context by saying in Flask, right? And so these are part of the queries, whether you're doing at files, code, code base, whatever. You want to keep these things specific and clear because we have all these different ways of communicating here. We could say code, look at these different things. We still want to be specific and clear every time. And the more specific and clear you are, the better your results will be. There are times where you want the LLM to get creative. We talked about that. There are times where you do want to be a little vague and just say, hey, what's the best way to do authentication? What that's going to do is it's going to provide different levels of authentication, different styles, different things that you can take a look at. But if you already know you want JWT, then you specify JWT. That's how it's going to be most of the time. Now in these at mentions here, we can mention specific files, folders, all this kind of stuff. So this is another thing where we want to only add the amount of context we need. So there's a principle in security, and that principle is the principle of least privilege, right? So you're only giving people enough privileges to do what they need to do for their job and nothing more. This is a great principle. This applies here too with context most of the time. Now, never say always and never say never, but basically, we want to only include the context that we need and nothing more. The reason for that is we don't want to overload the LLM and give it ways to be confused, for lack of a better term. And so we have an input window with every prompt that we send into an LLM. And frankly, all of these are prompts. Everything we do here is a prompt. It may not feel like a prompt, but everything we do here is a prompt. And we have a context window for that prompt. And if we fill it up with garbage, who knows what might come out. But being clear and concise and specific, part of that is when you're including files. If you're talking about something that really only has to do with app.py, if you're just talking about routes, then we don't want to throw in style.css. We don't want to throw in these other things that might confuse and muddy things. We just want to focus on the files. So with context, it's the same principle. Just only provide the context that you absolutely need to get the job done. That's going to change as you go through and iterate. If you don't get the answers you like, add some more context or remove some context, until you can iterate and get the exact answer that you're looking for. Now, when you're doing a web search, it's going to be the same thing. So we do a web search here. And then you can search the web for different things. It's kind of the same thing. Like you wouldn't search for just React hook examples or whatever. You want to say something like, show me a React hook that is going to do X, that will be implemented by X, so I can do X. You would use that same thing with a web search that you would with an LLM. And so I just kind of wanted to wrap this up with, we've looked at different ways to bring in context. We've looked at different things we can query. We found some really cool features where we can go out and search documentation of all things, which is completely separate from your project and everything else. Really cool. But as we're doing these queries, we want to treat our prompts and queries kind of the same way. Provide clear context, use specific keywords, leverage the web and libraries whenever you can, right? So don't just rely on the LLM. Throw some web searches in there. That will help. And then just iteratively refine the queries based on results. So if you're not getting the results you want, just keep working on it. Keep trying something different. Go search the web, go search the docs, go search whatever. And basically this will give you better results in Cursor as you work along. Now, thanks for hanging out with me through this module. In the next module, we're going to do some more editing and debugging and things like that. So hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Effective querying in Cursor follows the same rules as prompt engineering. Be specific and give only the needed context. Refine your approach step by step. It's like the principle of least privilege for AI. Provide just what it needs to solve your problem and nothing extra. Master these techniques to get much better answers from Cursor each time. If you want to learn more about how to leverage Cursor better and turn it into your ultimate coding companion, check out my course at KodeKloud. The link is in the description below. Let's take your AI skills to the next level.